What's up, everyone? It's Wacko. Welcome to week 9 of CLDL Season 7. This week we're up against Puckbed, who has a very interesting team. However, his team doesn't matter because when you look at the matchup, you see a bunch of scary Mons and Bibarel, who's actually probably one of the scariest Mons that I see, but we're actually playing a meme game this week because neither of us can make playoffs. So I'm actually not going to share any of my sets before going in, but just know that neither of us can make playoffs. At least I don't believe I can make playoffs unless I get like... technically, I think I have positive differential at this point, but I don't think that's enough to save me because I am 4-5, so I don't think that's saving me from making it to playoffs. But in the case it does, then yay me, but I don't think I did. I could probably check after this, actually. So yeah, we got 12 meme mons this week. I was going to bring my Alola Slash this week, however, I didn't want to get 6-0'd by Defense Curl rollout, not Great Tusk, Iron Treads, so I had brought Goodra to run a special move so I could maybe not lose to Treads, and then they end up not bringing Treads, so I suppose I probably could have gotten away with running Sand Slash, but unfortunate does not begin to describe blah 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 blah. So anyways, getting started, I'm going to lead my Decidueye as he leads Diancie. He's going to Metronome into Torment, which is really funny, so I'm going to Laser Focus as he Metronomes Drain Punch, and I'm going to click Bullet Seed. So basically the meme theme of my team is all of my moves are in the usually useless category, and funnily enough, I got Bullet Seed in my set. But when I was looking at the matchup, I'm like, Laser Focus actually, like, it's not a bad move. I've run this move before, like, for real before, and it wasn't bad. I think my mom died before it really did much, but it was, like, low-key a decently viable move. So anyways, Laser Focus is going to wear off. I'm going to Terra Flying, see Sunny Days. I'm going to Sky Attack, which activates my Power Herb and does a lot of damage. He's going to bring in his Hydrapples. I Phantom Force. Funnily enough, the thing I knew about Phantom Force is he could just go Bibarel here. He's going to Terra Normal and Charge Beam. So I'm going to Laser Focus again as he Charge Beams, which doesn't get a lot of damage, but he can get +2 special attack there. Unfortunately for him, Bullet Seed is just gonna knock him out. I honestly don't know how the fuck Bullet Seed did that much damage. I mean, I am Adamant Decidueye and it's stab, but like, what, 25 base power with a crit, still doing 35 with one hit to a non-water type Bibarel, like, the damage didn't really make sense to me. So at this point I'm starting to feel bad. I'm just gonna be like, oh, well, my Power Herb is gone, so theoretically I should be able to just click Sky Attack. Like, I'll have to charge a turn, and at this point, I will end up dying to something. So I'm gonna Bullet Seed the Hydrapple. I get 3 hits as he curses. Hydrapple literally says, fuck you, Decidueye, as Decidueye goes down. But you know what, it got 3 KOs. So now I'm gonna bring in Goodra. I'm gonna Shelter. As he Dragon Tails, I'm like, okay, so this is the game we're playing. This Hydrapple is kind of a dirty set, not gonna lie, but you know what? It's still kind of funny to see Curse Hydrapple. I'm gonna Ice Punch into the Chandelure. I did let him know before the turn even happened that I felt bad for the next move I was about to click because somehow Ice Punch is in the usually useless moves category for Azumarill. I didn't really want to have to run it, but I had no, like, if I had, like, Draining Kiss there, I probably would have ran Draining Kiss. Actually, I think Draining Kiss was there. There's not really... I think Play Rough is, like, the only physical fairy move. Oh, there's Spirit Break, too, but only 2 mons get that shit. Or maybe, like, 3. I know Grimmsnarl and Val get it. But anyways, so I kind of let him know that I was gonna feel bad for clicking it. So keep playing this out. He's gonna Acid Armor, so I Natural Gift. So yeah, the Natural Gift is my water coverage on Azumarill, which means I can no longer click it again. He's gonna rest, which is unfortunate for me because I'm gonna Metronome, which I get Harden. And Brutal Swing isn't going to do that much damage. So I'm going to Heavy Slam. Chandeler's going to wake up. Get another Acid Armor as I Metronome. I get Water Shuriken, which doesn't really do much. So at this point, I'm like, how the fuck do I break this Chandelure? Because he's just going to keep resting. So yeah, he's revealed his... No, he hasn't revealed his whole set yet. I wasn't sure what his last move was. And I just lowered my special attack even more. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to go into my Lycanroc. I don't know what move the Chandelure has. So, funnily enough, I'm going to be able to attract it because I do have the opposite gender. And I'm going to Rock Tomb just to slow it down a little bit. And I'm going to Giga Impact. So the reason why I Giga Impact there is because I want to see if my next move would boost in damage. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it does, but Stomping Tantrum still did a shitload of damage to this Chandelure, which is nice. And in the future, I'm going to have to consider Stomping Tantrum on Lycanroc Dusk. I actually have one in Usum right now. I might have to make like a team, like a draft recap tonight, because I just took over a team in Ultra Sun and Moon SPS, because Cryptix had a drop, but I have a Lycanroc Dusk there too. I actually have an Azumarill and a Zapdos there too, so I get to use all three of those mons again. Fuck Zapdos, but I love Azu and I love Lycanroc, so... Anyways, that's not the whole point here. So he's gonna Curse. He's gonna kill himself. So even though they were in love, we just had to end up killing ourselves. He's gonna work up. So I take some damage from Curse, but I'm gonna assume he's not Sucker Punch. I'm just gonna Giga Impact, because why the fuck not? And at this point, I should die to the Chandelure Curse. I can bring in my Slowking here as he snarls. It's gonna miss me as I Belly Drum. Gonna raise my attack and activate my Citrus Berry. Dark Pulse is gonna knock me out, which is crazy, but to be fair, I don't think I ran a lot of special defense investment on my Slowking. So the funny thing about Belly Drum is the only physical move I had on Slowking was Metronome. My other moves were Muddy Water and Belch, which are not moves that are boosted by Belly Drum. But the whole point of Belly Drum was to activate Citrus Berry, which I probably didn't need, but you know what? It was kind of funny, and unfortunately I didn't get to click the move. Slowking has gotten fucked every fucking week this season. I feel so bad for it. It's got 0 kills, but I think it's because I said if I got 100 kills with my Galarian Slowking of all time, and I'm at like 90 something right now, that I would quit draft forever. And unfortunately, because I got 0 kills, after having this thing a whole season, I'm not any closer to quitting Mons. So yay me. I'm gonna have to keep playing Mons. So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna bring in my Azumarill. He's gonna Dark Pulse, which doesn't do that much to me. I'm gonna Metronome Fake Out. It's kind of funny that I've Metronomed like 2 priority moves. After moving last, I end up getting that Wing Attack. So at this point, I'm just gonna Ice Punch and kill that Hydrapple. I don't think I was in any danger of really losing anyways, because I think my Hisuian Gudra had Shelter plus Dragon Breath. So I don't think Hydrapple is gonna break through me like super well. I guess he could Dragon Tail into Tusk, and Tusk isn't really doing much to Hydrapple, but I figured I'd just end the game sooner rather than later, because I think I would have won even if he started cursing up. So yeah. GG's to Puck. Thank you for having this meme game with me. Very cool memes. I was really scared of this Chandelure. I was like, why? Like, it's clicking Acid Armor, and now it's clicking Calm Mind, just to click Curse and kill itself. And the Tornadus was 3 weather moves with Weather Ball. Shifu, its last move was Focus Blast. The Hydrapple, I forgot what its other attacking move was, but its other move is Recover. So I don't feel bad for killing it because it ran moves that aren't usually useless. But the Bibarel, I don't remember what it was. I know that Diancie was just Metronome. The Great Tusk was Defense Curl Rollout with Stomping Tantrum and Reversal. And the Gudra was like 3 moves. I think I had Dragon Breath, Muddy Water, and Bulldoze. And I've already talked about the Slowking. Everyone else you guys got to see, which is very nice. Decidueye got to pop off one last time this season. I think Decidueye ended up at 9 KOs this season. So pretty good for it. Azu got another 2 KOs, and Lycanroc got a KO. I don't think Lycanroc had a KO all season, because I don't think I've used it since week 2, which is kind of crazy, but it really just didn't have good matchups, which is unfortunate. But now that the season's over, we will look at the team all together. And I've announced it last week as well. This is, I think, the first time I've not made playoffs. Crazy. Oops, that's Discord. Oh, I'm on the use some template. Let me switch back to SV. Alright, so we're gonna rank all the Mons in order, starting from worst to best. So obviously in last place, I'm gonna put Sand/Alola. I do got the Gen 5 sprites on. Can I move it this way? Nah, I'll just keep it this way. So yeah, Sand/Alola just didn't show up to any games. I don't think there was a single week where I even like considered it, because there's been times where I'll draft silly Mons like Alola Slash or like Beartic or something, and I'll at least look at those Mons every week. But for Alola Slash, I just didn't consider it at all. Like, I hardly looked at it as a slot in my team. Even if other people were like, oh, you should use Alola Slash, I'm like, no, that thing's walled by like 5 other Mons. And to be fair, this thing really needs Terra to work, and I just didn't have Terra on it anymore after the week 1. Because after, like, you know what, I'll even put these guys here, Moltres and Ogerpon, Wellspring. Because they were so bad that I had to drop them. Well, they weren't bad, it was just like, I really needed to change my team after that week 1 incident where I got 6-0'd, but didn't really end up mattering. Was there another Mon that I had brought? I know I had like I had a Tinkaton on my team. I had a Terracursula on my team. I kind of forgot what else I had. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was it, because I think it was only 4 trades. So yeah, unfortunately, Alola Slash is in last place. Second to last, we got my other S-Mon, Slowking Galar. Oh my god, this is the worst I've ever performed with the Galarian Slowking. It's just not as good in Gen 8, or in Gen 9, I don't think. And it's kind of sad because I might have to end up using it in the team tour I'm doing starting like soon, and it's just so awful. Well, it's the thing about it that's awful is that it dies to Pursuit. And it dies to Pursuit in all the matchups where I kind of forget that Pursuit is a move, so unfortunately just kind of got fucked over. And I think the Slowking also got crit twice in situations where it would have survived barely and then gotten a KO, but unfortunately got crit. And I like, Slowking just didn't do anything this season. I brought it to like every game and it just did nothing all season. I don't remember anything it did, so that's very unfortunate. So in the number 7 slot, I'm going to put the Lycanroc Dusk. Just a Mon that didn't have any matchups this season. It killed an well, did it kill the Urshifu? Yeah, I think it killed the Urshifu, I believe. Or no, it killed the Chandelure. It killed a Chandelure. That's all it did this season. It might have killed something else, but I don't remember if that happened or not. This Mon is okay. I think it might be overpriced, to be honest, but for what it does, like, I like a lot of the things it can do. It's just like, its stab rock moves are not good. Accel Rock is great, but like Stone Edge, like having Tough Claws and having your strongest, or like the stronger rock moves just don't make contact. Unless I'm missing one. But, like, I've only ever seen Lycanroc run Stone Edge, so I can't think of any other, like, rock move that is strong enough to, like, kind of match Stone Edge that isn't a Cell Rock. So that kind of sucks, but, like, in theory, like, it has Stab. It basically has Stab Psychic Fangs, has Stab Crunch, Close Combat. So Lycanroc Dusk is mostly, like, a coverage mon. I just couldn't really figure out how to bring it. So, yeah, that was kind of unfortunate. Who do I think is next? I don't think it's definitely not Decidueye. Decidueye is not next. It's probably Zapdos. I'll be honest, I don't really like using Zapdos. I understand it's a decent mon, but and I think it's landed most of its Hurricanes this season. Like, I don't think I really lost any games because I missed a Hurricane. It's just, I really don't like when my electric types don't resist electric. And that was kind of the problem with week 1 when I lost to Jolteon. Like, if I had like Thunderous Therian, it probably would have ended up being a bit of a better matchup, but no, unfortunately I just had Zapdos, and sometimes Zapdos just doesn't do what I want it to do, and it does things for other people, but it's not what I would have liked out of Zapdos. I think next month's gonna be it's gonna be Darkrai. Darkrai's great, but it's just one of those mons where, like, I didn't have an opinion on it this season. Like, this is the first time I've ever used Darkrai. In all the areas where it's come short, it's because I expected it to not, like, OHKO something. It survived a pretty decent amount of hits. It's just, like, it didn't really do much. I didn't really get away with, like, a nasty plot set at all. Even, like, the week I ran Scarf, I ended up getting extreme speeded and dying to a Dio speed. So it couldn't really do much there. But it wasn't awful. Like, it came to every game except for the last week, because I just didn't really feel like running a non-meme set on it, or a meme set on it. So it was okay in that aspect, but for a mon that's like 18 points, I think it's kind of overrated. But I wasn't, like, disappointed by it, really. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a good mon, and I'll definitely use it again at some point. It's just not, like, all that, I don't think. I think next up I'll put Decidueye. Not Decidueye, Hisui. It was one of my Terra captains. Purely put it in 4th place because it single-handedly won one of my games, and just now, even though it was a meme game, like, it kind of half won that second game that it did. I think it only came to 3 games this season, which is honestly okay, because it wasn't one of my top 6. And as a Terra captain, I really couldn't consider it more than Goodra in most instances, so I didn't really mind it that much. And even though it has the second most amount of kills on my team, because I only brought it to 2 games, I don't think I could really rank it higher than anything above it. So that's where it will be placed. Decent mon though. Like, I used to really hate Decidueye, but at this point I'm like, Decidueye kind of has the tools to, like, cook. I don't really like it as removal or, like, a pivot. I kind of like it as a well, you could use it as a pivot, but I don't think it's the best removal, but I like it as a Terra captain. It's just I couldn't really slot it as a Terra captain over Goodra, but I do like it as a Terra captain in theory. Spirit Shackle is really awesome. Just, like, that Ferrothorn matchup really shows that, like, Spirit Shackle kind of cooks. It's a good move. So yeah, that's where I'll be ranking Decidueye. I think next up I'm gonna rank Goodra. Goodra just kinda like, it kinda 1v1 something most weeks, but it wasn't really anything special. Like, I didn't really bring it to a game where, like, it 6-0'd anyone or, like, had the potential to 6-0. It just kinda did. For the amount of points I spent on it, I think it did what I signed up for. And it was also one of my replacement mons where I was like, you know what? I need a mon that resists electric, and I grabbed the most specially defensive mon on the board that resists electric. And that's literally why it's on the team. But I kind of liked it in that instance where AV was really good. I kind of regret all the weeks where I didn't run Assault Vest because it kind of did nothing when I tried to cook too much with it, but it was alright. I don't think I have any other notes about it. Gudra is a little bit awkward to build with, I think, because it has good stats all around, but I'm like, it's not good enough where, like, you'd want to run it mixed, but in a lot of situations, like, you have to run it mixed, like, whether or not you want Dragon Tail and Earthquake and then 2 special moves, or you want, like, Heavy Slam and, like, Flash Cannon, or, like, a special Terra Blast, and, like, in a lot of weeks, I had to pick between special and physical Terra Blast, or if I wanted to run like physical knockoff 1 week. It was kind of difficult to build with. In theory, you could run the body press acid armor sets, but I kind of felt like I had to run it AV, even though I had a Galarian Slowking. It's just yeah. In second place, I'm gonna put Azumarill. Azu was just really awesome this whole season. I think it overperformed every week. It was the one mon on my team where I'm like, it's gonna overperform. I think there was 1 or 2 weeks where I didn't run it with huge power. I will say the 1 week where I ran Sap Sipper on purpose for Mega Gyarados, that was my fault. That wasn't me. That wasn't Azumarill sucking ass. It was just me not remembering that Mega Gyarados had Mold Breaker. So that was just kind of my fault. But every other week, Azumarill completely overperformed. There was definitely some weeks where like I didn't really want to bring Azumarill because I thought like its matchup was okay, but it was like, do I really need to bring Azumarill over something else? It'd always be a matchup where I think Decidueye or Lycanroc, no, not Lycanroc. It was always a matchup where Decidueye would have been better. Like in my week 8 game, for instance, it would have been a lot better in my week 8 game versus that Terapagos if I had brought Decidueye. Probably could have won that game if I brought Decidueye over Azu, but no, Azu just really overperformed versus Martin. I got a bunch of critical hits with like Liquidation. It's been pretty good with Aqua Jet and also just being really fat. I kind of thought Azu was going to fall off in Gen 9, but no, like, it's so weird having a mon with base 50 attack with huge power and still thinking it's about as strong. Like, it almost doesn't feel that much weaker than, like, Mega Mawile or Mega Medicham. I know Mega Mawile and Mega Medicham are just, like, absurdly powerful, but I also feel like Azumarill is still absurdly powerful. Even, like, you would think, like, oh, it's because, like, Choice Band Azu, and, like, base 50 attack isn't technically twice as weak as 100 attack that, like, Medicham has, but it certainly doesn't feel like it's anywhere near 2 times as weak. I don't know if that makes sense, because, like, it's just the way math works, but I think Azumarill technically would have, like, a base, like, what, 130-something attack, or is it 160, 140? I don't know, Azumarill is absurdly strong, and I'm really happy that I get to use Azumarill in Ultra Sun and Moon. Especially because it's a mon where I don't think it's really lost that much. I think, like, it doesn't have Ice Spinner, whatever, like, it has Ice Punch. So who cares? Azu's fucking awesome. And I will be using it again. I think it might be my favorite Water Fairy, because I've definitely dabbled a bit with Primarina. It's been a while since I've used Prim, and I've tried to use Prim again, but it just doesn't work. Tapu Fini is also great, but I think Azu is just more my style, where it's easier to build with, and it just kind of does stuff. And, like, all of its abilities are useful, too. Thick Fat is it's a really useful ability, for sure. And then, obviously, last, but not least, Great Tusk. This mon was great all season, even in matchups where I didn't think it looked very good. It just, like, if I got off a rapid spin, it would just kind of carry away the game, and it was great. I guess that's why they would call it Great Tusk. But I will say, I think Great Tusk is cursed because I've always seen Great Tusk teams not perform very well. And the one time I did draft Great Tusk where it performed well, it was like an 8-mon draft, and I think Tusk is a lot better in 8-mon, whereas in like a normal draft, like you don't really need Tusk to do everything. But it is a really good spinner. It is really strong. I love its offense. It's walled by flying, but I guess that's what Zapdos was for. I don't know. I don't really know, but yeah, Tusk was good, but I do think it is cursed with having teams that just don't perform very well around it. And it's kind of tough because like I don't really want to say any of these mons on my team are bad. Even the like Sandslash is a 2-point mon. Like I'm not gonna say it sucks ass or anything, because it's a 2-point mon, and like Galarian Slowking's good. But again, just like the team around Tusk didn't perform for some reason. Could have been the way I built. Could have just been the way that the team is structured, because I felt like every week it was Tusk, Azu, Gudra, Darkrai, Zapdos, Slowking, and I couldn't really slot any of my other mons. I should have definitely played around with the Decidueye more. That's my biggest regret, to be honest, but yeah. Anyways, that is going to be it. I guess I'll record a draft recap, like a quick one. And I will see you guys later. Thank you for watching.